Hey YouTube, this is Travis with Nostalgic Duelist. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's been a while. I've been working at my new job, and I've been waiting just to save up some money. And now for what I got for you guys as a welcome back for me, a sealed play battle kit number 2, one of the legendary God cards game mats, my favorite game mat. If I can actually get this card, in this, I'll be launching I'll start off my favorite card with this card, because I will tell you guys, this is my favorite card out of all of Yu-Gi-Oh! For more than one reason. But without further ado, I already opened it, so we don't have to really struggle with this since I'm pretty much holding it with one hand. We start this off with a nice mat. We can go ahead, there we go. Starts off with Battle Pack, War of the Giants. Goes all the way over there to the end. It's a pretty big mat. It's pretty awesome. I like it. But now, for the moment of truth, whatever is in this box shall be ours. Alright, if I can just get these one at a time. I probably will not get these unless I pull them out of their packs. Oh, that is so cool. Huh. As you can see, I'm probably going to be the only one out of the group of 2 that actually struggles with their cards. I'll go ahead and just switch it over to my right hand, and we'll see how much better I do. Seems like they put some type of solution in this. Hold on for just a second. As you can see, I am partially getting some progress here. They all have like this sticky solution right there, so please bear with me. What I do have is a lot of weird problems. There we go. I'm going to put these out in order so you guys can see. Here are the booster packs, the War of the Giants. I do hear that you're actually guaranteed at some point So there we go. Alright. So we got four packs of Raw, 3 packs of Slifer, and 3 packs of Obelisk. A total of 10 packs. I do hear on this booster box for War of the Giants, you are guaranteed to actually get all 3 Egyptian God cards. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and open this pack. We'll make this a lot easier on me by this time using scissors. So we're just going to go ahead and just make a simple incision on the top. Alright, that's his first pack. So let's see what we have to start off this series with. We have a very old and very nostalgic card called Reverse Trap. It was very good during its time. And we got this not very good version of holographic. We have this another very nostalgic injection fairy lily. We have a very good card called Pod Duality. Very, very good. Bazoo, the Soul Eater, just brings back memories. And a very more or less newer card called Bacon Saver. So we really didn't get a per se holo in this, but nonetheless we did get some very good and nostalgic cards. I will show you each and every in its category. So without further ado, let's start with the second one. I'm going to show you how to cut a booster pack with one hand without cutting your cards. Just get the cards right here at the side without the stickies, without the solution hitting your fingers. Go right here, make simple incisions down the top, back fall, and just throw the cards straight out. There we go. This is the second one. Alright, I haven't seen this one in the old series, so this must be a new one. It's called Rocket Builder. I'll explain more later. Another one of these weird holographic cards. But it's a pretty good card, DD Assailant. It is kind of old, if you want to call it that. So then, we also have a very extremely good nostalgic card called Call of the Haunted. Also, Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer, very, very old as well. And a GX favorites for, I guess, some of them. If you like those roids, Gyroid. It's a pretty good ability. So, I guess out of both versions of this, out of both packs to start off with, we got some very, very nostalgic cards. But, I have to say, we come up with some very weird kind of holographic. But this looks like a guaranteed one of each category. Alright. Oh, this makes it a lot easier on me if it's just stuck. Get off my finger. Alright, so now I'll show you, since we got this nice sticky right here, right there. I guarantee you I'm not cutting the cards, because if I did, I would like pretty much hurt myself. I would pretty much be astonished and very sad and angry at the same time. Alright, so for the third tier, we have some pretty good ones. Just going to go ahead and just stack these on top. I'll show you all of them later in the very end. So let's look at these. Prideful Roar is one of the newer gen cards. Another, I don't get what is with these crappy holograph type of things. It's like it's the newer version of kind of like a holo. It makes it seem like it's a holo, but at the same time it's not. So it's a very good card nonetheless. Full Force Strike is one of the newer gen cards. Still good, but it's newer gen, it's not old. This is more of an old gen. It's a decent card, has some decent stats, 2000 attack and 100 defense. And Tatsuki Knight. I have not seen this in the older one, so he must be a newer gen. But maybe I'll actually do something on him, or just find out what he does. Alright, so we pretty much have the second DD Assailant as kind of like a, I guess, fake holo. Like I said, I'm just going to stack these cards, and in the very end I'll show you, each by its own version of rarity, I guess. And also, when you're cutting a pack like this, like I'm doing, you'll really know if you are cutting the card because of the fact that it's going to be a lot harder to cut. Alright, let's see what I got here. Malevolent Nuzzler. That's nostalgic in every sense. It's pretty good, too. Another one of these crappy holographs. I guess this is their version of graphics, of holograph. Iron. I've never heard of this card. It's definitely new gen related. And, oh, Ultimate Tyranno. It's pretty old. I can't say it's too old, but it is old. Just not enough to give it a nostalgic title. Luster Dragon is definitely nostalgic. And this Time Machine card, oh my gosh. This trap card is pretty beast. This is an awesome card. Especially if you guys seen the episode where Bandit Keith versus Joey in Duelist Kingdom. Awesome, awesome card. I put this spell card in the wrong area. I noticed that a lot of the old cards, I have this card where it originally says magic, not spell, so they must have really updated that in that sense. I still like magic better than spell for a lot of different reasons. But yep, that's pretty much it to here. I love this card. It's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and just stack them up. And now we go to the Slifer packs. If I could still think about getting a God card out of this, it'd be great. And if you're going to think about cutting packs, leave them to the professionals, such as me. Totally professional at this. However, it's totally not my first time cutting any of these packs open. Another very nostalgic card, and it deserves it in every way possible. The Shield and Sword card. Swaps attack points with defense points. So it's a very, very awesome card. Blizzard Dragon. I think this is more or less the new gen card. And I think I might have another, I think I have the other dragon in my water deck. So I'll let you know about that. Wow, this is actually pretty awesome. Frostosaurus. Surprised I said that in one try. It looks pretty cool. I like it. It looks good. It can go well with my water deck. And Torbus from the Underworld. I've heard so much about this card and how it's really good for overlaying for XYZs. So I might think about that. And this is old. Not exactly nostalgic, but old nonetheless. So I actually got a pretty good looking card. And it's over 1,700 points, because if you actually notice, all the other ones are even 17, 16, or a lot lower. But this is my first one, is 1,700. It's pretty cool looking, but nonetheless, it's still that crappy, fake hollow type of thing. And we're going to go ahead and go to the second Slifer pack. Second one of these. Kind of like putting it to the gallows and cutting its head off. There we go. Alright, let's see. Axe of Despair. Very, very nostalgic. And it's not that bad of a card. This time we have that fake hollow stuff on a spell card known as Enemy Controller. It's not a very bad card. It's pretty good. Oh, man. I already have one of these cards, but man, this is a beast card. I mean, beast. If you could just get some equip card to this, you will be set to go. She has an awesome ability. I'm going to definitely put her in my favorite card series, but yeah, she is an awesome card. And also, Dododobot, or Dududubot, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but he's a pretty good card. He's more or less in the new gen, but he's good nonetheless. Star Blast, I actually have not seen this card. That almost looks like Claw of Hamnos from the second season of Yu-Gi-Oh! If we can get the Claw of Hamnos, the Eye of Timaeus, and the Fang of Cridium, those cards would be beast too, because they practically fuse with everything. Magic cards, trap cards, even monsters. But if those cards never become real, man, those would be awesome to have too. It looks like I didn't get any trap cards this time around, but Star Blast, I definitely would probably be reading on this to see. And this time, we put in this crappy hollow on top. I'm just going to go ahead and stack those. And we're going to go ahead and get the third Slifer pack. We went through all three of the raw packs. We pretty much got an even amount 1 trap card, 1 magic card, and about 3 monsters, ironically. And this time with the first raw pack, pretty much dominated with spell cards. So now we're on our 3rd and final Slifer pack. Magical Arm Shield is a pretty nostalgic card. Some people might confuse it to be somewhat new because of other cards, but this is still a pretty good trap card nonetheless. Earthquake, another one of these crappy hollow cards. But Earthquake is actually a pretty good card. It's a nice spell. I'm so used to saying magic, it's ridiculous. Beast King Barbaros is a beast card. I already have like 1 or 2 of these as a limited edition. So why I'm getting this again, I really don't know. Card Trooper is definitely new gen. Nowhere even close to old or nostalgic. It's an okay card, I guess. And Battle Fader, definitely a new gen card. I'll have to read in its effect later, but it looks like we got 1 of each category. I'm going to go ahead and I just keep saying we're going to stack them because somebody might say something. But yeah. Alright, so we're on the first pack of Obelisk. Seems like the cards don't want to go down, so I'm kind of afraid about cutting the top of this one. But no worry, your professional card booster pack cutter is here to professionally cut their heads off. I mean, the packs off. So the first booster pack of the Obelisk. Gravity Axe Scroll is a pretty good card. Another Gravity Axe Scroll. If I can get a 3rd one, man, that would be pretty weird. But yeah, pretty good. Graceful Charity. Sorry, I wish I can use you. You're a good card, but you do have some downfalls. Still very nostalgic. All 3 of them are nostalgic. Don't get me wrong. That's what I was actually looking in this pack for. Ape Fighter, I don't think this is old nor nostalgic. I think this is more new gen. Simply because I've never heard of the card. Who knows? If you can go ahead and put in the comments if Ape Fighter is a old card or a nostalgic card. I'm categorizing him in 3 different ways. Nostalgic, old, and new. Because it could be nostalgic in the sense that it's been around since the beginning. Old, as in it's been around since like 5Ds and GX. No, since 5Ds. I'm actually going to be starting it from there. Old is 5Ds. And the new gen if it's actually from Zexal. So yeah, please put in the comments below. Please put in the comments if that is a new card, new gen, old gen, or nostalgic. And then Metal Reflect Slime is more or less old. I think it might be nostalgic, but more or less it is old. That's I can tell you for sure. So now we are on our 2nd Obelisk pack. If Obelisk will let go of my fingers, man, I'm just itching for a God card from here. I do have the newer versions of the God cards, but I like to have the old ones because I only have 1. I only actually have 1 of the old God cards, and the funny thing was, I actually found Obelisk the Tormentor in a flea market for $1. I bought that beast like no tomorrow. And the fact that it was legit because it was a blue card front and back, it's the only real way you can tell that it's real. If the God cards are in colored, because Winged Dragon of Ra is in yellow, Slifer's in red, Obelisk's in blue. They don't have the Konami symbol. They don't have this symbol in the back. They don't have that symbol. This is just a blank card, pretty much with their coordinating colors. So that's the only way you can really tell. So from this 2nd Obelisk pack, we got Overworked. I think this might be new gen, because I've never seen this card in the older ones. Luster Dragon, very, very nostalgic. Another Beast King Barbaros, I don't know why. And 3 nostalgia cards right here, helping Robo for combat. And it's an old one. An old gen. Blackwing. Zephyros the Elite. If you see the camera start shaking a little bit, I'm kind of not feeling good and kind of been... Today's just kind of shaky. So, yeah, I just need to get something in my stomach, but I'm just getting this video to you guys because I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm sad, does not mean that I should neglect YouTube, because I used to be posting videos with Zach, and it's been a while since I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you this pack opening as a way of saying hello, guys, and I'm back. This is the last and final pack. Let's see what we can get. I am hoping for something that will shake my world. Come on. There. After kind of tearing off the head of this. There we go. After kind of tearing off the head there of Obelisk, we are now going to the final pack. So we have Reptilian Rage. I've never heard of this card in my life before, so I'm guessing it's new gen. Cyber Valley, nostalgic, and it has that crappy holograph. Graceful Charity, good, and it's nostalgic. Sharon the Mage, I think it's new gen, I've never heard of it, or old gen. And Plague Spreader Zombie. This definitely has to be new gen because I've never even heard that in the 5D series. So overall, I'm going to be going ahead and just showing you all the different holographs. If you just bear with me for just a second. Or I guess as you can consider holograph. I'll show you all the, I guess, fake type of holographs and all the black lettering. Because the black lettering does stand for something. In the Yu-Gi-Oh world, it's more or less like a new thing. It's kind of like a holograph in its own way. And it's kind of different. It stands on its own when it comes to that whole category of holograph. But nonetheless, some of those cards that are in black lettering are actually beast, and they are different from regular cards, from regular black lettering cards, simply because of the fact that the black stands out a lot more. Like, I'll give you an example. You have this, which you see the black right here. See the black right there? And then something like this, where you see the black is more defined, so you can kind of tell the difference. So when it's black lettering like that, it's its own rarity. I don't know why they consider that rarity, but nonetheless, it is for some reason. And it's just very strange on the types of rarity that they put it at. It's very interesting on what cards they consider to be rare. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start off over here with this kind of funky way of holograph, this fake holograph. So you can see we have Gravity S. If you heard me say Gravity S scroll, sorry, my X seems a little weird because I have a tendency of saying that. Like saying ask. A lot of people don't notice it, but we have Gravity Axe, Growl, Earthquake, and Enemy Controller. These three cards are pretty good. Not gonna lie, they're pretty good in their own way. Enemy Controller is really good as a quick spell. Earthquake is good, and this is definitely good as an equip. Trust me, you would definitely want to have something like this in your deck. It does increase your monster by 500 points. But the only bad thing is you can't change the battle position of that. Alright, for our monsters, we have this Injection Fairy Lily. It is a pretty good card. It's very nostalgic in every way. Brings back memories. If this card is attacked, or if this card attacks or is attacked, during damage calculation in either player's turn, you can pay 2,000 life points once per battle. This card gains 3,000 attack. That calculation damage only, or damage calculation only. Which means that if you have a lot of life points to spare, and let's say you're about to win the duel and someone's trying to attack you with this card, you could just simply pay 2k in life points, or 2,000 life points, and this card goes from 400 to 3,400 during the damage calculation only, so that it will save the card, but just to keep aware about when you're going to, because you can't just simply attack and then use its effect. You have to be careful on how you use that. Then we have these DD's Assailants, which are very good. These cards can be very good for overlay. I would not suggest it, but it's very good for overlay if you have a nice strategy with it. And it's very good because it has a decent attack, and it has a very good ability. You're just going to have to sacrifice losing the card for the whole duel, unless you have cards that get other cards away from the remove pile. You can use this card, and you can remove it from play to destroy the monster. So it's very good. This Iron I have never actually heard of. So once per turn, you can have this card gain 400 attack. This card cannot attack the turn that you activate this effect. So basically use this on your opponent's turn. It's pretty decent at 1600, so I guess if you want to just make it do 2000 attack when they do a damage, I guess that's okay. I don't know why. Luster Dragon is where it stands. It's very good. If you're making a dragon deck, by the way, if you guys see my dragon deck, I might have had the Luster Dragon in there. They work awesome. They work wonders. Cyber Valley is a very unique card in the sense that, one, you can definitely use it for the cyber deck, and two, when you use one of these effects, when this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you can banish this card, draw one card, and then end the battle phase, which is pretty good. It can save a duel, and it can make you draw that one card that you need. Or you can target one face-up monster you control in this card and banish both of that target in this card. Then you can draw two cards. Or you can just target one card from your graveyard, banish this card, and then one card from your hand, and then place that target on top of the deck. So it's your choice, your preference on what you want to use for that. It's a very good card nonetheless. And for the last one, Blizzard Dragon, I think I have the other form of this card in my water deck, but let me see. For this card, it's pretty good. It's a nice dragon card. It'll work well with the dragon deck too. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. It cannot change its battle position or declare an attack until the opponent's next end phase. That's a pretty good effect. Alright, now for the black rarities, which, like I said, I don't know why. Frostosaurus is a pretty beast card, and it's a lot for its description, but it's not an effect monster, so therefore I won't read it. It still looks pretty cool. If it was a holograph, I bet it'd look even better. But it is a black rarity, and it has decent stats: 26 attack, 17 defense. Alright, Guardian Angel Joanne. She is a beast card. Basically, when this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can gain life points equal to the original attack of that destroyed monster in the graveyard. So let's say you destroyed like a Dark Magician with this card, and you successfully destroyed it, you gain 2,500 life points because of the Dark Magician's attack being the way it was. It is a beast card. I strongly suggest putting this card in your deck. Granted that you actually have a deck that can work with this card and is strategically able to use this card in its most sufficient form, in its prime form. Alright, everybody knows Graceful Charity because it is seriously nostalgic. If you do not, I will go over it. It was since the very beginning. You draw 3 cards and discard 2. It's just like the Pot of Duality, except that you don't have to discard. So that's basically calls for those two. Now, the Pot of Duality is just like Graceful Charity in the sense that you do get to draw 3 cards, but it's actually very different in that sense too, because of the fact that you get to draw the 3 cards. You get to reveal the top 3 cards from your deck, then add one of them to your hand, then shuffle the rest back into your deck. The only thing is, you can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you have activated this card, but it is still a pretty good card. Let's just say you can get that one trap card that will really help you out. You can do that. But let's say you have this Pot of Duality and you get like a Monster Reborn. You cannot use the Monster Reborn. Simply, even though the card states that you can special summon one monster from the graveyard or revive a monster, when you revive a monster from the graveyard with something like Monster Reborn or Call of the Haunted, any of those cards, it actually counts as a special summon. So technically, you're not allowed to use Monster Reborn, Call of the Haunted. You're not allowed to use that if you have used Pot of Duality that turn, because it negates pretty much the ability to use special summons. So just in case if you guys are out there and you think about that, if you have that question in mind. Full Force Strike, it's a pretty good card. It works well with XYZs. Target one face-up monster you control this turn. If cannot be destroyed, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Players take no battle damage from its attack, and if it attacks an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster after damage calculation. Basically what this was just saying, I'm sorry if I probably confused you, basically what that Full Force Strike was saying is that it acts like, in the sense, it's a Waboku. It protects you for that whole turn. But if that monster attacks and it uses this magic card, and it attacks that turn, it's destroyed. It's like a Mirror Force and a Waboku all at one time. With the only exception is just that monster. And the most nostalgic card, if you have not heard of this, it is a sad excuse. It's pretty sad, but don't worry. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that have never heard of this card. But Call of the Haunted, you pretty much bring one monster back from the graveyard. But if you want to hear it from the verbatim itself, then here it goes. Activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in face-up attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. What it means by that target, it does not mean the monster that attacks. The monster equipped to that card. Like, let's say I use this card and bring back this card. When this card gets destroyed, like let's say it attacks and is destroyed. When this says destroy that target, it does not mean the opponent's card. It means this card. That target relating to the card that it was used on. So what it means by destroy that target, it means destroy the monster that it's pretty much equipped to, if you want to call it that. So that was pretty much all the crappy fake holographs and black rarities. I have a crap load of regular cards. I'm going to go through this and maybe keep some cards. I also have a eBay account I will put in the description below, and I will go ahead and let you guys know about any cards I might be selling. So if you guys want to go on eBay and search my name up, you can go ahead and do that. I will be selling these Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Probably won't be today, but it will be sometime next week. Definitely sometime next week, because I do work on the weekends. So I will definitely not be selling anything. I will probably be browsing eBay, but not selling anything. So I'm sorry if I repeated myself a lot, but I just want to make it clear so that nothing comes back to me. Alright. This is Travis with Nostalgic Duelist. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the War of the Giant packs opening. I did not get a God card, but I did hear for the booster box. So this was not the booster box. It was actually the sealed play battle kit, which pretty much means when you get like a battle kit, you don't get a bona fide booster box. You just get a dueling mat with packs. So this is like really good for kind of doing like a special duel challenge. I've heard of this before, where you just grab random packs, make the deck out of a pack of 40, and you just go crazy. This came in like 10 packs of 5, so you have 50 cards in here. So pretty much you can get the minimum, legal minimum amount of cards you can get to duel with is 40, and the maximum is 60. I actually got cards in here that I wanted ever since the beginning. And I also got cards in here that I did not want. Like Time Machine. Man, I've been looking for this card as well as Grave Robber for years. I've been purchasing cards since pretty much the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I finally got that card out of years later. But I do have cards in here that I don't want. They are going to be powerful cards. I'm not going to be able to guarantee a rare as I have this said in my eBay sales because there are no rares in this. There are really no holographics. If you want to consider this hollow, then so be it. But I don't consider it, so I will not identify it in the description as hollow. I'll just say you'll be getting really good cards pretty much. I'll find a fancy way of saying it. But nonetheless, the cards you see here might be the cards you get, might not. I guarantee to other people that whatever cards you get, you're not going to get everything you see here. I'm just going to shuffle it into a random deck, and I will pull out an X amount of, I'll draw an X amount and make like 40 or 50 cards and then sell those 50 cards. And whatever you get from those 50 will be what you get from the sale. But you know what? I do guarantee that you will get a rare because I do have a small deck of rares that I don't want. So no matter what, there might not have been rares here, but doesn't mean that when you get if you ever do buy from my site, that you won't get a rare because I will guarantee the rare all the time. I'm also having a chance that you might guarantee to get a super rare, an ultra rare, or any other type of rare, or even hollow. So be on the lookout for my eBay name. This is Travis with Nostalgic Duelist, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you, and bye-bye.